In this video, I'm going to show you a simple exercise and 2 massage techniques to relieve the pain caused by the bunion or allus valgus. Get comfortable and join me for the next 10 minutes to do the exercises together. I am Marcos Sacristan, your favorite physiotherapist, and this is Physiotherapy at your fingertips. Access more than 500 videos through my application. Download it in the top right corner of the screen. To carry out the exercises, simply sit on your couch, take off your shoes and place your feet on the ground. We start with the rock, paper, scissors exercise, one of my favorite games during my childhood. In it, we are going to perform 3 movements to strengthen all the muscles around the big toe and thus try to alleviate the pain and correct the position of the bunion. To carry it out, starting with the stone. What we have to do is flex our toes as much as possible, dragging them on the ground, contracting that plantar fascia to the maximum. And those flexors, we hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and relax. Next comes the paper in the paper. We lift our toes and spread them as far apart as possible without the pads of our toes separating from the ground. And again, we hold for 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Finally, we finish with the scissors. Support your fingers on the floor and cross the big toe over the second toe to perform the scissors movement. And hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Relax. Depending on how deformed the big toe is, this last exercise will be easier or more difficult. Very good. You now know the 3 movements. Now let's repeat them 10 times each. Stone flexing all the toes without separating them from the ground while they slide backwards, shortening the plantar arch. We will hold for 5 seconds. Relax paper fingers upwards, separating them from each other as much as possible. A few seconds and finally, we support the scissor fingers, the big toe mounts on the second toe. We hold for a few seconds and we start. Rock, paper, scissors. We have 3 rocks, paper, without lifting the foot pad, scissors. 4 rock, paper, scissors. 5, we have half stone left. Sliding those fingers as far back as possible, paper, spreading them well apart. Scissors. We have 6 rock, paper, scissors. 7 stone, paper, scissors. 8 we have left. Two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, scissors, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Last time, rock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, paper, 3, 4, 5, and scissors, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Next, we are going to perform 2 massage techniques on the fingers. Very good. Once the exercises are finished, we are going to do a small traction technique to try to relax all the muscles that are between the big toe and the first metatarsal. As you well know, the hallux valgus is the deformation of the big toe that comes to overlap on the first toe. The angle between the big toe and the metatarsal can become very pronounced depending on its severity. So all we're going to do is apply a manual traction technique to pull the big toe outward and fight against this deformation in this way. To carry it out, place the hand on the same side of the foot you want to treat on the toes with the thumb and index finger inside the second toe. Then place the thenar eminence, which is nothing more than this fleshy part of the hand right at the base of the thumb. Place the thin R eminence on the lateral edge of the big toe, right where the metatarsal meets the phalanges. With the rest of your fingers, wrap around the big toe as if it were a claw. From here, with the left hand or the hand of the same foot, pull outward, while with your opposite hand you perform a lever movement, pressing at the level of the metatarsal joint and the phalanx and pulling outward from the distal part of the finger. Once there, all you have to do is hold. It will take as long as you can, depending on how deformed that big toe is. It will be more or less painful. My advice is that it be somewhat painful, that it causes a little discomfort but does not cause much pain. Hold it for 45 seconds and repeat at least 2 or 3 times. We're going to count 45 seconds to at least perform one of these tractions. Together, let's go. 5. 10, 20. 30 and 40 and 45. Very well. Slowly relax the big toe until it returns to its initial position. Remember, the technique should only cause slight discomfort. It cannot cause severe pain. Let's go with the second manual technique. Very simple. Again, place your foot on the edge of the sofa and use the index and thumb of each hand. Place the index and thumb of your left hand, if you do it with your left foot, on the base of the second toe. Right here where the finger ends, place the fingers of your right hand at the base of the finger. And from here, the only thing you have to do is make zigzag movements, moving up and down. Alternatively, the first and second finger to articulate to the maximum the joint that exists between them. This technique should not cause much pain. It should be rather pleasant. The problem is that the more deformity and bunion or hallux valgus there is, the less mobility there will be in this joint and the harder it will be for you to make this movement. I advise you to do it at least 2 or 3 times for 45 to 60 seconds. It can become very pleasant and be a great technique to unlock your feet in the morning when you get up or to relieve pain after a long day. In this last one, massage technique, we are going to work all the muscles that are between the big toe and the second toe. We will also work all the muscles on the side of the big toe. You can use a little bit of cream or oil to improve the sliding of your fingers on the skin. I personally am not going to use it, as I like the fingers to adhere well to the skin, so that the technique is much deeper. Very well, for the first technique, place your index and middle finger as I show you on screen, one on top of the other, letting the index finger be underneath. Next, locate the space that exists between the first and second finger, reaching as high as you can. You will see that the higher you go, the narrower the space, reaching a point where we only feel bone. Very well, that is the starting point. Place your 2 fingers right at that point and from there push down to descend. Especially that muscle channel that is located between the 2 fingers, very gently, until you reach the end. Once you're well positioned, it's quite simple, as the 2 bones on each side will guide your downward movement, without you being able to stray from the right path. Very well, touch again reach the highest part where you only feel bone and descend gently with considerable pressure until you reach the end. This technique can be very pleasant. Apply it at an intensity that is comfortable for you. If you do it with a lot of force, it could cause you some pain. We should only tolerate discomfort, not pain. Alright, we're going to do 10 sliding pressures. Together we've done 3. Don't forget the good placement of the fingers, middle finger over the index. We support at the top, press hard with our hands and push down. We've done 4. Again, up and slide. 5. We support, we slide. 6. 7, 3 remaining. 8, very smooth but powerful. Deep, that's 7, we have 3 left. Of the foot, 8. Very soft but powerful, deep enough to reach the intrinsic muscles of the foot. 9, last repetition, and 10, very good. If you have discomfort when applying the technique, remember that you can take both the first and the second finger and make the zigzag movements we learned a moment ago. In the next technique, I'm going to position myself a bit more to the side so you can see it correctly. We're going to massage the side of the big toe, and for that we're going to use only our thumb. Place it approximately in the extension of the tibia, a little in front of your ankle, at the level of the plantar arch. Position your hand in such a way that the finger is parallel to the chair or the floor. And from there, apply a gentle sliding pressure laterally until you reach the edge of the big toe. Very well, this technique is somewhat less pleasant than the previous one, since the abductor muscles of the big toe are less fleshy and less powerful. Complete with me 10 slides. Again, you can use some cream so that the skin reddens less and so that the technique is a little more fluid. Thumb supported by the rest of the fingers as if it were a fist slide to the lateral edge of the big toe. Let's go with the 5th. I think it's the 5th. We support the big toe by extending the tibia. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last repetition. And 10. Very well, we have reached the end of my proposal. I hope these exercises have been useful to you and, above all, that they have helped to relieve the pain caused by the bunion or hallux valgus. In addition to the treatment, it is recommended to apply a special type of bandage with adhesive tape to help correct the deformity. If you're interested, you can access the video where I explain it here. I appreciate from the bottom of my heart that you made it to the end of the video. If you've made it this far, it's because you're enjoying the video, because it's useful to you, or maybe because you're in love with this bald head. Subscribe to the channel to see it more often and share the video with those who might need it. If what you're looking for is an exercise program adapted to your injury, you can contact me on my website physiotherapiaaltocans.com so I can take care of your case personally. Greetings, and I hope to see you again in one of my other videos.